So I am Randy Wentworth. That is clearly the Lifeguard Izzy Vaden. And this is Randy Interviews Sports Entertainers. Now, first question, obviously, is what do you think of that title? Randy Interviews Sports Entertainers. Thoughts?
I think that's perfect. We should trademark it, copyright it, and then put it on T-shirts, as much merchandise as possible. I'm just thinking, and like a, Asher Hall type deal. We got to go for 10,000. Obviously, we got a big brand this, but I'm all for this. I love it. We got to definitely get it locked down so no one else can steal it.
Yeah, the only reason I did that over pro wrestling was I wanted the acronym to be RISE.
I like that.
R-I-S-E. Upcoming pro wrestlers, rise,
Mm-hmm.
the whole deal. Perfect. Now, I introduced you as the Lifeguard Izzy Vaden.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other accolades, any other nicknames, any other certifications?
Oh, there's plenty. I actually have a shirt about this, but I can't find it right now. I left it in the pool. But there's the first aid technician, guardian of the bay, savior of the sea, the assistance machine, the genius, the menace, the lifeguard, and obviously Izzy Vaden.
Incredible. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my first time interviewing someone. Usually I'm on the other end, so I'm going to be leaning on my notes heavy here.
It's good.
So first question, I had to write this down so I wouldn't forget. Are you an actual lifeguard?
No comment.
No comment. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
I'm not, but I am sort of certified.
You are
just enough to do
certified. Okay. So technically it's like a doctor not in practice.
Kind of, sort of. I just watch a lot of Baywatch, fellas. I'm going to be real. But, you just imitate art, I guess. So that's my answer.
All right. So my question here with pro wrestling is how do you combat that innate instinct to want to save someone with doing the exact opposite in pro wrestling?
Well, I got to sometimes remember I'm not on the clock. You know what I mean? So I don't have to really worry about saving them anymore. And now I can just have fun and beat people up. But then every now and then my instincts will come in like, oh, he's choking. Oh, I got to go save him. Or, oh, I think he looks hurt. He might need a Band-Aid. But most cases, I'm just more worried about, being the best wrestler around. I try my best. And I also look good doing it.
All right. So I think I know the answer to this next question. Right. But let's say you get a big money contract for a big money wrestling promotion. Mm-hmm. And then you get offered a job to be a lifeguard at the YMCA. Which one are you taking?
The wrestling one, obviously.
That's interesting.
Save as many dolphins as I can.
So if your certification runs out after you take that job, can you still be the Lifeguard Izzy Vaden? Or are you going to have to find a new persona?
Ooh. I think we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Luckily, Red Cross hasn't come after me. But this is... I think I could be okay. I think I can. I pass it off really well. I tell everyone I can swim, and then I can, just not that great. So, as long as not everyone can, catch on to that, and as long as no one in the comments tries to snitch on me, thank you, and then we'll be fine. I think I can keep the lifeguard, until I feel like dropping it, but I don't feel like ever dropping it.
All right, cool. I think when I think of the Lifeguard Izzy Vaden, I think of a throwback to kind of WWF era, all of the occupational characters. You're thinking Repo Man, Big Boss Man, the Mountie. Is that intentional to be kind of a throwback?
Very low-key, because that's one of my favorite sort of eras is the old school style. Definitely just the more the character, the better, because you think about it like superheroes. Usually a superhero has their own sort of gimmick. Like Superman is... Well, he's just he stands for peace and stuff like that. And you got Batman, bats, and he's also a detective, stuff like that. And then the more I can lay into that, the more people can support me and really like it, And I really dig it. I love being the lifeguard, and I love that the people love that I'm the lifeguard. So I think it's a good even balance. But I just like the appearance of this as not just a character, as a sort of a hero.
Cool. Yeah, that leads right into my next question, where I was going to ask, is there anything else beyond that? I see the lifeguard on the surface. You got the swim shorts. You got the lifesaver buoy. Is there any other depths you want to dive into with this character? Or,
most definitely.
Yes.
Because if you've seen my my little promo works I do little I'd say at this point short films for pro wrestling action. They're always different sort of genres of media. I've done a sitcom. I've done a sort of a reality show. And I just like diving into those different types of just outlets to show my character. That it can have many different kinds of ranges, not just as a person, but as the display. And as for myself, I've been growing and just like evolving with the character as well. Like I now wrestle barefoot. Never would have thought I'd do that in a million years, and now I do it for fun. So and I'm sure I'm gonna like reach bigger and better heights. I might like reach out into like something different that not everyone's gonna see, but then they're gonna know, oh, that's just the Lifeguard Izzy Vaden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something to definitely make that character my own.
Nice. Okay, so you spoke a little bit about pro wrestling action and about growing, about bigger things. So we're gonna do a little segment I call 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
We're gonna bounce kind of quick action a little bit, and
right.
I just want to hear who are 5 wrestlers that you've yet to step into the ring with that you want to wrestle.
I don't know, because some of them I have. There's just like no proof of it. So, could I say someone like that I have shared the ring with, but no one's seen it?
Yeah.
Or do it have to be someone?
Yeah, I guess that way. If there's no proof of it, I don't think like if a tree falls,
oh, for
no
sure. Javon Evans is really great in NXT, and I've seen his like even before he was signed, he was always like someone I really wanted to share the ring with. Jackson Drake as well. I did one time, but it was also in a Fatal 4-Way, so I can't really count it that much. Randy Wentworth for sure. He's one of those top stars that I just gotta share the ring with eventually.
Brownie points there.
Oh, absolutely. I'll stop. And there's 2 more, but man, there's like who haven't I already shared? Casey Vi. Okay, never mind. VAI. He seems like a nice person I could really shut up. And there's one more. Daniel Lacey. He's
Daniel Lacey.
He's an interesting one for sure. I definitely want to share the ring with him.
There's a good contrast there, I think.
Yeah.
Between you and Dan Lacey.
I
think you and Casey Vi would be a fun one too.
Absolutely. Well, I like what I like about Daniel is he's very like he's a grown man, and now he has to deal with someone being the lifeguard, and I bet he's gonna feel really butthurt. But you know, I want to definitely tell a story with that, but I also just want to beat him. That'd be great.
I would love that more than anything. Okay, let's bounce down to 4. You talked about wrestling barefoot. First off, I have to know, why would you put yourself through that?
I did it just for the character, but then I did it one time in North Carolina's Dominant Championship Wrestling, and I did it just because I didn't want to get my kick pads dirty at the time because I had a show the next day. And then when I did it, I was like, wait, this is kind of fun. And then I went to a show in Kentucky, Triple Crown Wrestling, wrestled barefoot completely. And I was like, okay, this is super fun. This is like a little kid playing around in like in a sand or anything, or just like playing on a playground. I felt like a child, but I'm also very safe. I'm not acting like a child, guys. I swear. But it's a level of more fun to it for me because I just feel more free and I don't feel as restricted. But I do try to keep myself safe. Like I'll tape my ankles just in case. I don't want to like roll anything or break anything. But I do see it how it's like it fits the character and I have fun doing it. So like, what's the harm?
All right, so let me hear it. Your Mount Rushmore of barefoot wrestlers.
There's only one.
I figured it might be tough to come up with off the top of your head.
So, but
a couple in history. You got Umaga, you got Riddle, Rikishi, Haku, Yokozuna, Kamala, Rusev for like a year, and of course Izzy Vaden.
What I didn't hear was Jimmy Snuka.
Okay, yes,
I definitely love to look like. I definitely look up to him for sure for my career because he is like he's really great technical and he's also a great high flyer, which I want to like more dive into, pun intended. So but yeah, Jimmy Snuka has always been on like my Mount Rushmore of just in general of like one of the greatest wrestlers. But as a barefoot, him, Haku,
good call.
Matt Riddle.
Do not want to get on Haku's bad side.
I don't because I really don't. He's a sweetheart though, but I don't want to be on his bad side in any way. Okay, I said 3. Where's one more? What's another good one? Just for gets and shiggles, anyone I can name.
What was that third one you listed?
I said Matt Riddle and Haku and Jimmy Snuka.
Okay, you got some more of the bloodline in Umaga, Rikishi, and Yokozuna to kind of pull from.
Umaga.
Yeah, that would be my call.
Oh yeah, loved him.
Perfect. All right. So you talked about Jimmy Snuka a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Who are 3 wrestlers that you look up to or have looked up to get you into the wrestling business?
John Cena, Kurt Angle, Stone Cold.
Wow. Okay.
Sort of the easy 3, but if you had to ask me like who's the greatest of all time, Kurt Angle. I stand by it. One of the greatest wrestlers I've ever seen. And you can also say John Cena. I think he's one of the greatest workers. Also, like, GOAT debate. But no one can hit so many different ranges of, like, just you can make me happy, make me sad, make me mad, make me feel so many different things, and also display it themselves. No one can do that like Kurt Angle. I mean, no one ever had. And he is, like peak condition. It bewilders me how he doesn't have a 5-star match. Almost every match he has, to me, is a 5-star match.
Yeah. My rankings are a little different.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, no, Kurt Angle's always been like the top guy for me, but he's definitely big influence. So is John Cena and AJ Styles, actually, also really.
Okay.
Man, oh man.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty clear-cut list. You can't argue with a few of the GOATs in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's bounce down to 2. Give me 2 of your favorite matches, one that you've wrestled, and then one as a fan.
I gotta like stretch for this. I gotta like, okay, man. One of my favorite matches, Blake Banks at Wentworth Bros.
Okay.
That was a really good one. One of my favorite ones. Actually, no, that's my favorite one, period. Just me and him laying it all out. Better man won, whatever. Shout out to Blake Banks for that. But I just like that we just got to do what we do. You know what I mean? That was the greatest like display of professional wrestling in my career for sure. And I obviously want to do better because I want to win next time for sure. But that was also just like a great way to. That was definitely one of my best performances, and I'd say maybe for Blake it was as well. One that I've watched,
and you can find that on the Wentworth Bros Entertainment YouTube.
And
by
the way, it's also the most viewed video. Just saying.
Yeah.
But that's one of my favorite matches. One of my favorite matches to watch. Oh man, Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels in Mania.
Wow, yeah.
Like I said, Kurt Angle's the best. Like, so this is one of my like. I can watch that match over and over again. Like it's the first time I've ever seen
that match. Like last week.
Man, tell me about it. Yeah, it's so good, dude. It's so good. Like I could talk about it for long, but I won't.
Now we're down to 1. I want you to choose one of these 3 options.
Okay.
You can have a match at Bash of the Beach. You can have a match on the Jericho Cruise, or have a match, not just any match, a Mimosa Mayhem match with Orange Cassidy as the lifeguard. Which one's more enticing?
Bash at the Beach.
Okay.
Because there's so much I could. Well, okay. No, Bash at the Beach for sure. So I think it's because I can bring in so many different lifeguard gimmicks with me, like a high chair, so many different buoys. I could bring in extra lifeguards with me to help me out. I could make it a lumberjack match if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But like, I think that level of not only that, the setting is Bash at the Beach, which is like one of the most iconic, pay-per-views they've ever had. To me, that speaks volumes. And just to perform on it, I don't want to make it about myself, but I gotta like lay in heavy with the lifeguard character if I'm at the beach, because that's like you put 2 and 2 together. That's the same thing.
I imagine you'd have to be at the front of that flyer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm the heavy on the poster. I got to be on the front. Like.
All right. Now let's get into another segment. It's the hashtag Win with Wentworth segment, where I just want to hear how you win in and out of wrestling. What are your goals in wrestling in the future, this year, whatever it may be?
Not only to be myself, not just with the lifeguard, and who knows what I'll end up doing in the future. And I can't make that like up for certain that I'll be the lifeguard forever. But no matter what I'm given, to not give just anything I have, give everything I have. I can't put in 100%, 110. Like I've got to put, if I really want to do this as a career, like I say I do, I got to talk the talk and walk the walk. I got to put in the effort, and it will show, because it has before. I've put in the effort for the past 4 years now, actually, and I've been able to like be invited to go to AEW and WWE. Super nice, and that's great. But that doesn't mean like the job is done. I got to keep going. And even when I get up there, when I get to the higher up promotions, when I make contracts and I get all this and that, the job's not done, because another thing about wrestling, it's still growing. And with that, I got to grow with it too. And that means I will always be learning. I will always be putting in as much of my effort or all of my effort into one thing, and then maybe I got to switch it up for another. I got to be on board with that, because at the end of the day, I just love pro wrestling. So I got to give everything I have to this if I want to really be successful. So I can't quit. I can't stop. I got to just keep pushing. But I also got to I'm grateful for the support I have around me. They've been super nice, and I can't take it for granted. Those people that are supporting me, I've lost people, unfortunately, which, happens all the time, but I got to they put that much faith in me. I won't let them down. I can't.
Yeah. That's a solid outlook where, a lot of the decisions in wrestling are outside of your control, where if you just put 110% into what you can, good things will follow. And that sounds like you have a good head on your shoulders where that will happen. And like you said, support system is everything too, where now you're not just fighting for yourself, you're fighting for those people too.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, like you said, you've already had some opportunities here and there with big companies, and that's only a sign of more to come. But outside of the ring now, outside of wrestling, outside of being the lifeguard, what are some goals you have there?
I guess I have two. To really enjoy the things around me, whether it's the people or the places I get to go, the journey along with just wrestling, but also just with my life. I'll make new friends. I'll meet new people. I'll do this, that, and the third, accomplishments, like the whole nine. If I can enjoy it for what it is right now, and then I can look back at it in the future being like, I'm so proud of myself that I got to do that. You know what I mean? But I'm also glad that I can enjoy that while I'm in this moment. Like, I am enjoying this interview, if you can't tell, or if because I love this kind of stuff. I love being able to talk about wrestling, but also just to talk about me, because not to sound selfish, but I like to share just a lot of my stuff. So not only to enjoy every moment, but because I am a Christian, I want to share the word of God as well. And I actually got this on my vest added not long ago. You guys can't tell, it's God is greater than this, that, and the third. I like to bring in more of my religious belief, not push it onto everyone, but definitely as an invitation to hey, I'm a believer in God, and I've been blessed. I've had my ups and downs, but God's never left me, and God's never going to leave you too. And that's all I got to say about that. But I won't get too heavy on religious beliefs. I'm sure again, it's an invitation. I'm not going to shove it down everyone's throats, but those are definitely my two main goals.
Yeah, that's awesome. It goes back to what we were kind of saying before, where it's fighting for something that's bigger than yourself. Right. And if you have that kind of motivation, that drive, it's going to keep pushing. Whereas if it's just for you, at a point in time, it doesn't become worth it anymore if you're not having that impact on others, or if you're not getting that support from others. So always having something bigger than yourself, I think, is super important. And now we have next weekend, or I guess this weekend now, is WrestleMania. So I have to ask, the two main events, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk.
Oh, man.
What do you have hhappening in that match? Who do you have winning?
I think this is going to be weird. This is going to be the mark coming out of me.
That's right.
But this is what everyone's going to be thinking about, how okay, how does this progress the story? Most people are going to think this is the end of the story. I like to think of WrestleMania as the beginning of something new, because eventually it is. That's what happened with Cody winning last year. It began his new reign. So I think this might be overcomplicated and too weird, but I do think Seth is winning, and he's going to take Paul Heyman.
Okay. Yeah. I have the same prediction. I am a little concerned with it being the main event, with them wanting to end on a high note. But it is night one, so maybe we get that in night two.
Absolutely.
But for night two, Cody Rhodes, John Cena, WWE Championship. What happens? Who wins? Will The Rock get involved?
Cena wins, LOL, and The Rock and Travis Scott got to come out. We have to have him back. We got to.
Oh.
But no, I definitely see a 17th time coming in the way. And it has to be this is that moment, and I'm not going to tell anyone up there in WWE to be y'all got to pull the trigger, because I'm sure even if Cena doesn't win, they got so much other stuff planned ahead.
There's still time.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
Got
There's a
8
lot of
months
time in a year.
this left.
Yeah, exactly. So like but do I want to see Cena win? Absolutely. I want to see him make history at Mania, his last Mania. Who wouldn't? And we got to see Travis Scott there. I don't care if he doesn't perform Fiend or anything. If he can slap Cody Rhodes again, that'd be kind of funny. But that's kind of all I have. Just Rock and Travis come out, but Cena wins. Has to.
All right. And any final thoughts, whether it's a bold prediction or for Mania or anything else you got going on, let me hear it.
Not much is really going on much. I know I save a lot of people, do a lot of swimming, swim with dolphins even. See a lot of gorgeous people, men and women alike. But I just want everyone to take care. Be safe out there. It's a crazy, dangerous world we live in, but that doesn't mean we have to be crazy and dangerous. You know what I mean? That's what the world we were given, but that doesn't mean we got to be a part of that. We're not one with the world. The world is just something we are on. We gotta just take everything we have, every opportunity. You want to be the best, go out there and do it. And I'm praying for everyone out there that they will succeed, they will all be happy, and they will make the world theirs. And I'm so proud of everyone already, and I can't wait to see what everyone's going to do in the future. Also, Randy, I'm proud of you too. You have no clue, like, how far you've come from before to even now, and like you've recognized like the ups and downs, and you don't see the negatives. All you see is the positives, and how like, okay, I'm learning from these experiences, and now I know what to do next time. And that's the great thing about like living. We all live through trial and errors until eventually we get it. And I believe, Randy, you are going to get it. I'm like ridiculously proud of you, dude.
Man, I'm ready to run through a wall.
You should.
That's too many nice things from you there, but I appreciate all of them. Shout out the socials. Where can we find you? Where can we keep up with the Lifeguard?
At Lifeguard Vaden on almost everything. So just look at me, do it, and who knows what the future has in store for me, but I'm excited to be a part of just this future, and just hopefully I can share my life with everyone around and just make a big impact. But man, y'all want to follow me at Lifeguard Vaden, follow my journey, follow me, and I want to keep up with almost everyone around me. I'm a pretty loving guy, and I'm also very humble, but but yeah, follow me, guys, and I'd like to just hopefully y'all support me.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And we're definitely going to see more of you with Wentworth Bros Entertainment. Can't wait. Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right. Take it easy.